Alright, welcome back to the Booga Box live stream. It's Monday. First Monday of August. Yeah, I forgot what month we're in already. Hope everybody had a good weekend. We had our first event in the past year and a half over the weekend, so that was kind of nice, but it's been making things crazy, that's for sure. Tonight it's Medium Project Monday. Gonna be actually working on a purple moon wall hanging. Have no idea exactly how I'm gonna do it yet. I did spend was about 40 minutes to wrap my wire, the moon shape. Wrapped it in purple. I don't know if we can really tell from the camera or not, but I'm gonna just use purple Japanese weave to fill it in. Gonna have to be playing around with ring sizes and try different things just to see what might work, what might not work. We're gonna see how that goes. Just checking everything again. So it's been a madhouse. I was hoping I'd get it in time onto the stream. I think I was just right in time. I've been running around for the last little bit trying to get it going. It's just been a craziness here. Getting all, the custom orders from the weekend, getting everything put back up from the weekend. I was going through and had my, was printing out my orders, and printer decided to take a dump on me. So that didn't help things, and it's just been crazy, but overall good. So, crazy can be good at times. So I'll just get going on this. Like I said, it's we're playing with it, deciding. I just put in the one ring here and trying to debate on if I wanted to go with a different ring size, try to bring it in closer. I think that's what I'm going to do, is pull this out and start with a 1/4 inch ring and work my way up a little bit. I was trying to put two of these together to see where they would be once they get on there, to get a guesstimate, because it's all fill in the blank, There's really no tutorials or anything. It's just work it in and see if we can get it to fit. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on this while I yammer on, I guess. So yeah, I need to pull these back out. So actually I'm going to leave in my little ones and take out the big one, since I'm going to need the little ones anyway for whatever ring I put in there. So we had a pretty good weekend overall. There's a lot less traffic than normally at this event, which, kind of expected it in a way, but, So it wasn't the greatest, but we had fun, and that's all that matters. Let's see here. I think I might want to go... let's go with an 18 gauge square, see how that works. One thing I hate about these purples is the purple has changed over time. So I've got several different shades. I know we probably can't notice it here, but these are purples, but definitely different color, different shades. Supposed to be the same, but I do like the newer, more vibrant purple than the older purple, because now this one looks more lavender compared. But before, lavender was even lighter, so I've got a mixture of that. And so I'm going to have to try to work that into the design a bit and see how it works, because even between these two, the big and the 3/8 and the 1/4 inch purples, they're slightly off shade. It's one thing I do hate about the coloring when they do different orders. It never comes out exactly the same. When it's close, it's okay, but when it starts getting off, I made a purple dragon not too long ago, and it ended up looking like its tail was striped, which after it was done, it was okay. I was pretty happy with it, even though it had that. But that's what kind of sucks when you're trying to make something in a graduated size when the colors just aren't the same. It kind of throws things off a bit. So that kind of sucks, but I know it's going to happen. Every manufacturer's colors won't be exactly the same. Every batch they run can be slightly different. So when I try to do a bigger project, I try to order all the rings I'll need for it at the same time. Well, if they're the same size, I'm good, but if they're different sizes, you just don't know what you're going to get. Sometimes it could be okay, sometimes it might not be, so it just kind of depends. So that'll take us out to there. And then I've got even my 5/32 and my 3/16 inch square rings are slightly different colors too. I mean, one of them's more purple than the other. Well, let me go ahead and close this and see what it'll look like up against that. So this will take us a little bit longer trying to figure out what we're going to do here. Most things that we've done is kind of, you know, done, and I know the sizing. It's going to be a little different. I might not be able to get all the way out here to this end. That might work. We'll go ahead and see what happens, I suppose. We'll put a connector in there, and this is the other one. I don't want that one right now. But that's kind of how all these work. I'll kind of work this end a little bit till I get it where I kind of like it, and I'll probably do the same type of thing down here, and then I'll just like slowly work it around to the middle area. I have some thoughts about adding like a little drop stars on it or something. Again, I don't know yet. We're just going to play with it till we get what we like, for the most part. It's kind of what I do with my round dream catchers and stuff like that when I put them in different. Wrong way. Well, I guess I can start there. Might work a little bit better to hold that one in place. That's kind of how these end up working. I did my Sunburst dream catcher a while back, and I liked it, and I wanted to do something else. I've been wanting to do a purple moon for the longest time, and happened to find these moon-shaped rings. So I was like, hey, I'm going to grab those, and we're just going to try something and see if it works. So that's kind of what we're doing. I hope it all works. Hope I can stay in view, because with it being so weird, I might have to pull it closer to me at times to check it out, see how it's looking, see if I like it, if I like the look of it or not, and hopefully it comes out okay. We're hoping. That's what kind of happens with these, though. You just never know sometimes. So you just play with it till you get it where you want. But while it's kind of starting early here, I just want to say thanks to everybody that's watching live or watching later. I want to thank everybody that showed up at our event. If you happen to stop in here and check out the video Saturday, I enjoyed seeing everybody and chatting with everybody. Yeah, see, I'm going to have to probably we might have to take out the 1/4 inch and move it out a little bit. Give me more room for that one. So we'll go ahead and get this other one in, and we'll take that one out, try to pull it, because I want it to be as tight as possible so there's not a lot of drooping in it and stuff, so that can take a little bit of playing around with. And I'll get on through. Alright, let's stand you up here. Probably missing on the one camera. The other camera probably missing some too, actually, now that I think about it. Oh, maybe I'm going to have to pull that one out first. Yeah, let's go ahead and pull out this 1/4 inch. But, what else went on this weekend? Oh, well, we got done with the event, got things packed up, and got home. We got home about 9:30 finally. We ended up staying until about 7:30ish or so. And then was unloading a little bit, and then I realized I don't have, luckily, I have my Mahomes jersey But I left my Mahomes jersey stand behind. So, luckily though, I was able to get a hold of them, and they did. Somebody had said something when they were cleaning up the event, and said, "Is this your guys' for the setup for the music and stuff they had?" David Lynn runs that, and he, another person that was a volunteer there helping out, said, "Yeah, I think that's the guy that had the Mahomes jersey, and that's what it was hanging on." So I was able to get a hold of him yesterday, and he did. I was able to go pick that up today. All right, come on, ring. So I did have to run out and get that. Uh-oh. I'm having internet issues. My live isn't living. It looks like it just came back. That was one of the other issues today. We were having internet issues. It just went kaput all of a sudden earlier today. So, lost everything for a while. And then, so hopefully we'll have a decent stream. I've reset everything earlier today. Actually, what time was it? About 5-ish o'clock or so? About the same time the printer decided not to work on me. So, like I said, today has just been a crazy day. My desk is just insane. Or my workbench here, I've got stuff everywhere. I need to get it straightened up. And going back down here, ring. I got a good enough area where I could do the stream again tonight, but I still got a lot of stuff. I got stuff that from last week that came in Thursday and Friday from supply orders that I still got to get put up, and it's just been a crazy few days, so I'll say that again. Now let me try to get back up here in camera view here. I just noticed I was out. This one will be a little harder to see all that because it is bigger. I'm going to have to get my lids up out of my way here, because I'll be playing with different ring sizes. Well, like I said, I hope everybody had a good weekend. Let's see here. That might not be too bad. I want it to... Biggest thing is these rings are going to be so much darker, so I'm going to use all these as my connector rings. I normally like to use my 5/32 squares to do that, but even though they're lighter, so I figure all my standing ones, I'm going to just use the bigger ones and the darker ones, so you will see the difference, but it'd be different than using the square ones, which would be a little more noticeable. So, alright, come on, ring. These are the Dream style catchers. Well, if you do a Europorn one and you've got a size, you know, I've got a square version that I do and a round version, and they've all pretty much worked out what color or what how many I need for those. This one's just an odd size, and my purples are so drastically different, it's crazy. Alright, this one's going to have to come in a little bit so I can see what I'm doing here. You probably won't see the camera view as I'm messing with it. Alright, come on, ring. Let me come back in it. There we go. Should have just done that from the start. Alright, so let's kind of pull that down a little tighter. See how far we come out. Yeah, a little loose on the very edge. I might come back through and add another ring to it, but that's alright for now. And let's see what one big one right next to it. Now I won't be able to grab it. Maybe that's where I can use my 1/4 inch rounds, because these two are fairly close in their colors, so maybe that's what we'll do there. Let's try that. See what happens. like I said, this is kind of all just kind of playing around, try to get it to work, and we're just going to use different sizes, which could kind of look cool because I mean the moon's got all the crater marks on it. They're not all the same size, so a little mixture of them won't be a bad thing. Okay. Now I do want to still connect it with a little one though on that side. And then we can start playing a little more once we get further out, because we can kind of go with a standard bigger ring, and then when we can start tucking in little rings to fill in the gaps. So we'll hope it comes out okay. Like I said, it's kind of first time we're kind of doing experimental on the stream. I normally don't like to do that too much because I want to keep everybody kind of enthused with what's going on. So yeah, let's see if we can get 1/4 inch around there and see if that'll work. Now these are 16 gauge, so I want to use 1/4 inch 18 gauge to match the other part of the weave. Now I will say we will probably only go an hour tonight again. I don't necessarily like that, but I do have some orders I still got to get up and done, and I need to get my printer figured out so I can get my receipts printed so I can get all of my stuff shipped off tomorrow, some of it at least. And we're down to about 2% on our stream, so maybe it's going to start looking a little bit better. And we had a few glitches there, so hopefully we don't have too many glitches the rest of the night. We'll hope. So yeah, it's just been a fun, crazy few days. We'll just go with that. But the busier I am, the better it is in a way. Because it's been pretty non-stop all day today, just getting everything back to normal the best I could. Had a lot of contacts today from the event with people that wanted some special ordered stuff. I wanted them to contact me so that I can make sure I had what they wanted in stock that I can build, etc. So that comes out a bit okay. It's a little bit tighter. I have to kind of wiggle these down a little bit every time. I wonder, I don't know if I've got that in purple or not, because that I might still want to tighten up a little bit. I could probably come through and do a little grab on that, but then we come to here. Where's this one going to put us? See, let me try 2 5/16 instead of 3/8 in there and see if that might bring that up a little bit better together. Hello Vicky, good to see you. Hope the stream's working for you tonight. Like I said, I've had a few glitches I've seen already tonight, but hope you had a good weekend too. Been a busy weekend here. Alright, let's see how 2 will fit in here. Let's see. Will that fit better? Yeah, it's still kind of big. It comes out to here. And that, well, actually that's not too bad. Probably hard to see with all my fingers in the way here, but let's go ahead and give it a try, see what happens. That one's a bad ring, I can tell there. Yes it is. Did you have a good vendor show? Love the color. Yeah, you like the purples. Yeah, I mean, there was a lot less people than normally at the event, but overall, you know, I still had fun. We still sold some things. We got people doing some custom order stuff, so. And I will say, it was like everybody that's seen the Mahomes jersey, I kind of had it sitting out front of the booth. Everybody, I'd say 95% of the people that walked past just had to stop and go take a double look at it, double check, and most of them had to kind of feel the arms or pick up the thing a little bit at the bottom just to feel it, and then they would notice the Mahomes inlay sitting inside the booth, and then they'd have to come in and check that out. And so we had a lot of people that definitely liked to look and check out everything, which was nice, and kind of the idea, get the people in there. And they all, I got quite a few compliments on the jersey out there. And then I had many people that came in from the side of our event, or table, or booth, whatever you want to call. They were, it's going to put me a little bit further out. Let's go ahead and just connect those up, see what it looks like. They would come in and they would see the Mahomes inlay on the inside there, and they'd look through the booth and if they bought something, buy something. Eventually they'd wander on out, and I had several come back and say, they liked looking at the Mahomes portrait inlay when they were in the booth, but when they got back outside the booth and was walking around, looking at other people's stuff and was further away, they were like, the inlay was, they just had to come back and say it looked so much cooler the further away they got. It started, some of them said it looked more like a poster from far away, and that's what some of them would say when they were coming straight on instead of from the side. And they were like, they thought it was a poster at first, and then when they got closer, they would see the jersey and go, oh, okay, that's a jersey there. And then once they get closer, they realize that it's chainmail, and then they had to come in and check out the inlay, just because they were like, it looked like a poster from out there until they got closer and then realized it was chainmail. I saw the pictures. You had a great setup. Yeah, I was pretty happy with the setup. There's a few things I still want to change. Overall, though, I think it worked pretty well for us. Alright, come on back down there. Here we go. There might be some small changes I want to do to it, but overall it worked well. I was pretty happy with it. And compared to the last one we had, which was a long time ago. Alright, let's work you up around here. There we go. I ended up having quite a few things still put up. I didn't get out my clocks, the chainmail clocks I've done. I couldn't get those out there, which kind of sucked in a way, but I had enough room on the wall, but was just having a hard time getting everything deciding on where I wanted it. So it's not working too bad there. Let's see here. Can the double this fit in here yet? Let's see. Yeah, I think that's what we'll go with now. Let's back up to the 3/8. But we had a good time. Like I said, not as many people as usual, but it was still fun. Glad to get out there and see a lot of the new stuff that got done. Some of the people that have been following us, this is what I think our 7th year at this event, so there's a lot of people that we recognize from it, and they said they enjoyed all the new stuff. Got another contact with another guy who does a lot of wire work with rocks, and he had some ideas and thoughts that he's going to be contacting me about, maybe kind of collaborating on a few things, because he kind of liked what some of the things I did, and he's like, this would work really well. He's a retired he worked at one of the airlines as maintenance, retired from it, and then kind of been doing wire work himself and with rocks. Alright, let's see. Yeah, pull that there. We can get 2 in there on normal. So that'd be kind of neat to work with somebody and kind of collaborate on doing some different things. Kind of looking forward to that. Now that we're back with mask mandates, hopefully that doesn't close down any of the other shows that are planned. We're hoping we actually might do another one there in Smithville in mid-September. We had somebody come by the booth they have a old-fashioned street fair down there in September. And so we might go down there and hit that one too. Kind of depends on how things work out. Alright, let's get this pulled back down. It all wants to pull back up till I get it all stretched out. So come down. Yeah, that'll probably work alright. Let's see, I'm down to 1% on my frame rate droppage, so hopefully the net will keep up for the next little bit at least. Not fart around and go out on me like it did earlier. I have to open that one up a little bit more. I've got to open it just a bit more to get around this big moon shape here. Like I said, I'm thinking about bending up some wire and making some stars. I've got some little stainless steel stars. I'm thinking about putting some of those on it. But I'm thinking about making up some of my own wire and weld it up and do a couple stars that way too. I don't know if I'm going to colorize them or anything like that yet. Like I said, it's all kind of just playing as we go. See what works. See if it turns out alright. Oh, and I just screwed that ring up. Yeah. Gotta take that one out. I should have probably slid it down that a little bit just to give it some more room. But like I said, it's all kind of playing it by ear. And let me see if I spin this, move that out of the way, try to come at it at this angle. Maybe that'll work a little bit better. Come on. Grab the ring. There you go, little buddy. Now we do got to take our little buddy to the vet tomorrow. Our diabetic boy. He seems to be doing okay, doing his normal thing, but we need to get his blood work checked again, make sure his shots are working good enough. So let's see here. I'm trying to. Yeah, that one's a little too tight there. Maybe let's change out this top ring and put in a smaller or a bigger ring there. See if that helps it. Gives us some more movement that we need. Pull down that stretch a little bit more. And I do like kind of in a way doing this because you know you do learn some things while you're doing this, but you know it just makes it a unique piece. It's like the sunburst. I probably won't do another sunburst like I did the last one. I have thought about doing another one, but I don't want it to be exactly the same when it comes to these bigger pieces like this. I like to change it up a bit, have something a little different. Yeah, see that worked better just by changing the one ring. I can slide these down a little bit more. Tightens everything up a little bit. Some of these, like I said, I might come back through and double ring them up a few just to kind of tighten it up a little bit. Because I'm almost wondering if maybe I should replace this bottom one too, because then I can pull that out a little bit more. Yeah, let's give it a try anyway. If it doesn't work, we can always go back to it. Oh, where are you at, Closure? There you are. will say that these 3/16 18 gauge close up actually pretty nicely compared to some of them I've had here lately. The cuts were awful on some of them I had. But these got some pretty clean cuts on them, which is nice. Alright, flip back up through there. And then we'll go one more layer probably and then decide if I like it enough, or I'm going to go ahead and repeat it on the bottom side. Or the top side. I guess it just depends on which way I got to go in at the time. Yeah, I went, actually, Vic, I don't know if you're still here or not, I was trying to find the horse show stuff again. I found some of the information, but I couldn't seem to find, oh, excuse me, a contact where I could send out and get some information. Was looking at doing the Parkville days. They've got it coming up here in September. Thought about trying to get into that one too. Yeah, that kind of pulls everything and kind of let me stretch it further. Still got a few littleish loose rings, but once I kind of get the full stretch on it, that's not too bad. And then I wonder if I need to go to 1/4 inch on, let's see here, kind of get it tight. Let me look at my 1/4 inches here. Could I fit 3 in there? Let's do another one. So they're going to have a bit of a gap. Yeah, let's go ahead and give a 3 row here and see if that'll work. It was last week. I'll make sure you include it next year for sure. I didn't even go this year. Yeah, I found the went back and found the links that you'd sent, and I was trying to find, like I said, trying to find the contacts on where they would have vendors and stuff, and I just could not seem to find it. And it looked like I found 2 different groups associated with it, I guess. The actual horse part of it, not the other half of it where the vendors and stuff were. And so I was like, I just didn't know if I was going the right way. And then I did see something that looked like it was happening, but then I wasn't sure, and I was like, am I missing something here? Because I have been trying to get in and check things, because I was thinking about doing the Glad Fest they got here coming up in October. Excuse me. Start a new job, couldn't go. Well, that's kind of a bummer, but you know, hopefully you like your new job. I was kind of trying to get in and see where some of these events, some of them have been postponed for so long. Trying to find them anymore is kind of a pain in a way. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and connect to the outside and see how far we can stretch it down. And then if it works enough, we can attach to the row before. But definitely I had fun. I mean, doing events is always a chore. Getting all the setup going and stuff, you know, it takes a couple hours to do all that. And in the midst of it, you're like, oh, why do I do these? Why do I do these events? But then afterwards, you're like, oh, I had fun, you know. 'Cause I was pretty sore when we got home Saturday night. Once I finally sat down in the car for the drive home, the time we got home, I was like, oh, my body aches. And it really ached the next morning. Sunday morning, I was like, oh my, but it actually kind of went away after a bit, so that was kind of nice. And I'm still a little bit sore, but can at least do stuff. My whole body's getting harder to do these things anymore. It's like when I turned 30, it was like, boy, I wish I was 21. And then 40 hits, and boy, I wish I was 31. I definitely like my new job, and if anything ever like that happens again, just text me and I'll contact somebody and get them to contact with you. Cool, cool. Yeah, I just wasn't sure if I was in the right place, what I was looking for. I try to use some of those. They have some craft fair sites out there that list, by city and state, different things, but not all the time are they up to date and stay accurate and try to find the right contact places. I think that's always the hardest thing, just trying to. You can find the events, but trying to find how to become a vendor at an event is always the more difficult part. Till you get there, once you get in once, it's normally easy because they'll send you contact information going, hey, we're having an event, you want to come join? So it's nice once you get into one, it's easy to keep up on it, but getting into them the first time is always the booger. Alright, we'll get this other one connected. I might have to get me that moon and the jelly cube in that color. Yeah, I don't have quite the right size in this color exactly, but I do have that other purple one. It's still packed up over there. I did grow the jelly cube though over the weekend. The big one's getting bigger. It's growing. I haven't weighed it again yet or not, but I got a couple sides in on it done over the during the event. But it's slowly getting there. Like I said, eventually I want it to be two-handed, where I have to use two hands to make it jelly cube. Compared to the 3x3 that I still have sitting out here, it's quite a bit bigger than the 3x3. So I had to have something to work on while we were there, and I always have people that like to watch it and see the process. And actually, I had some kids that were kind of interested in it. They came by a few times to look at stuff, and they were actually kind of bummed they came by. It was about 7:45 or so, and we were in the midst of packing up, and they were like, "Oh, we come back to watch you do some more." And I was like, "Oh, just give it a try. Get you some rings and have some fun. Maybe you'll like it. You never know." I'm like, it can be tedious, but if you got the right enough patience for it, I guess. Let's see. Yeah, that's not gonna. Maybe I should go with a bigger ring again on the outside one, and then pull that. Let me try that again. It worked last time. Let's try it again. All these double stucks. I don't know if I'll get any more jelly cube done here this week, just with everything going on short, getting everything straightened up and all that, but hopefully they'll get it done here this week. And alright, Closure, where are you at? There you is. Alright. Let's try a little bit bigger of a ring here. Try to make sure I stay in view again. In my mind, this is going to come out really cool, but who knows? It's already changed a little bit from how I originally thought it was going to go. I was actually hoping to be able to lay it out and get some rings, not necessarily put in, but some rings kind of laid into it, just to kind of see if I was going to like it or not. Yeah, it's still loose there. Let's try a bigger one outside. Now, I was going to, originally when I thought about doing this, I was just going to use a big 12-inch ring and try to do a moon design inside of the ring. And then I came across these, it was about 2 weeks ago or so, and I seen them and I was like, okay, this is going to make me do the moon now, so I got to get it and just do it. Where are you at? Find that Closure again. I actually got, this is a larger size one. I got a medium size one. I think this was 8 inches. The other one was 5 inches that I got. But I wanted to kind of go as big as I could. I got an idea for the other one too eventually. In a different color layout. I think I'm going to do kind of more of a kind of what I normally call my ice versions, where it's frost, light sky blue with a little bit of dark blue in it. I think that's what I'm going to do with the other one at some point. But I need to get out some of my thicker wire so I can make up some stars. I really want to get some stars attached to this. I think it would look cool. But who knows? I mean, it might look good enough without it when I get done. So that kind of tightened up that. So can I get a good pull there? I'm looking at it straight on. I don't know if I can get the side angle camera on it. A little loose right there. Might be able to tighten that up with just a few other rings though. Once that middle one gets pulled, I'm having to get 3 pressure points on here right now to get it going. So that right there though, I wonder, let me change out a middle ring here and see if maybe that'll help. With a little bit larger one, if I can find my closure again. I know you're there. There you are. Hopefully I'm not getting my head into it. And I guess I don't normally show myself on these things, but that sounds cool, ombre effect. Yeah, that's kind of what I was kind of thinking. I'm actually going to be doing one of those kind of effects Wednesday. When my daughter was helping me set up Saturday, she ran across some bracelets that she hadn't seen yet that I had done in a different weave. And she liked the smaller cotton, or what's called cotton, the smaller candy cane cord weave. And I had it in a rainbow, and I had it in I have one that I call the fall collection. It's a mixture of like some reds, some browns. It's a really cool looking bracelet. I've got a couple pictures on Facebook of it, and she's seen those going, I've never seen this one before. I like it. And she's into the ombre stuff. She's got all kinds of different ombre colored things and blues. She's like, you gotta make me one of those. So that's what I figure I'll be working on Wednesday, is doing that for her in an ombre style. Yeah. In a way that helped, but in a way, yeah, I'm gonna go back. I just don't. I think I can bring in another ring later that will help that tighten up the way I want it to, that I'll like better. Back of your ring. Back over. And grab pliers on this ring here. Keep it under control. There we go. Get back up in camera view, Rick. There you go. Yeah. I think sticking with that smaller ring is probably the best bet right here. There's, like I said, some things I don't like about it, but I think overall, once I can kind of get another few rings down in this one, I might go with a smaller one in it, but I think that's going to work out alright. Let's see here from standing up view. Laying down is always a little different than when it stands up. So that one needs to pull down, that one can pull down once I get the stretch on it. Yeah, that might work, because I'm thinking I could probably cross, can't really see unless it's there, a cross ring across those two, and I think that'll help pull it. I think I might go with a smaller one right up in there. Well, let's kind of try to get it stretched. Let's see, will 2 of these, how will 2 of these work if I go about that much, go that much. Because if I bring those in too tight, see, what would 3 of the 5/16 look like here? If I can fit 3 in there. And 3 would probably be too wide. Well, actually, once it pulls, let me try to put a flatter one in there instead of that half-opened one already. Oh, I grabbed a 3/8 dummy. And one sitting right there. So I'm going to have a pretty good gappage. And let's go ahead and try that, see what happens. Well, let me check around here. Well, YouTube says I disconnected, but I'm back. Down to 1%, so that must have been from earlier, and I didn't notice it. But, like I said, we're working on that. I've done the candy cane cord before. But we'll work on that since my daughter wants that. And as long as I don't have any other orders, per se. Hopefully I'll get those actually finished up since we won't be streaming tomorrow. Hopefully I can get all the rest of the orders, for the most part, taken care of by tomorrow. I do have band stuff to do in the morning. Actually, when I get done here, that's one of the things I got to get out. Is get out my drone and get all the batteries charged for it for tomorrow, so I can go and get some video and pictures again. I was hoping to go twice last week, but I only made it once. But I figure I'm gonna go Tuesday, and I'll probably go again Thursday and Friday night. They actually are having a family showcase to show off what they've done so far during band camp. So I'll be hitting it 3 days this week. Last week was more fundamental work for the most part. So, alright, let's see here. Pull that back down here. That actually might not work out too bad. Let's go ahead and try to put it in there and see what happens. Be a little careful because I got to open these up so wide to fit around this bigger ring. I'm using kind of smallish rings here, because I was half tempted to make a inverted round around this itself, but when I got down to the points, it was going to look a little weird, I thought. I mean, it could have worked, I'm not sure. I didn't try it, so I just, got the thing wrapped and then started thinking about it, and with all the other issues I was having, I just didn't have as much time as I would have necessarily liked. So I had the thoughts and just decided to go with it. Alright, come up here. And let's move you down a little bit. You're going to be a little too far up and too tight. Let's see here. And let me just turn around like I did last time. Get it around this one first. Like I said, I could open them up wider, but then I have a better chance of either sixing the ring or just screwing up the ring. So rather kind of get it on there just enough. And the ring itself is a little thicker now since I wrapped it. Use some purple ribbon to give it a wrap, and actually I was kind of glad the purples actually kind of came out nice. I was worried at first that there were going to be drastic color difference between the ribbon and the rest, but ended up being alright. Yeah, they want to overlap there. Maybe I got to go bigger ring again, so I can move them down a little further. I like the tightness of it, but I don't want to line up good enough there that I'll have a lot of looseness with it, and this can still pull this way a little bit. So yeah, let's move those back on up that way and put in some bigger rings there. Yeah, maybe I should just go with the bigger rings from now on the outside. It seems like that's what's been working better. Where are we at anyway here? Oh, we're already 50 minutes? Wow. Wasn't expecting that. But a lot of trial, error, figuring out. That's what kind of happens with this. I think that's why the Starburst took me a while. When I work with the 4-inch, and when you work with just round in itself, round is a lot easier to work with than using a moon shape, obviously. But it's all good. Like I said, that'll help me for further if I decide to do more in different colors and different layout. I mean, I could try to come through and do it in like a 4-in-1, a Euro 4-in-1. Could do something like that. Oh man, I'm gonna have to take that back off. I got the ring twisted, the group of rings twisted when I hooked it onto that, so they all need to go that way. There we go. It's like it's not moving as far as it was. But, like I said, we'll probably close up here in about 10 minutes just so I can get the rest of my orders further along, get this printer figured out. If I can, I'll just save the files that I need and take them up to the wife's computer and use her printer to get the things printed at least. If I can't get mine working, I figure I need to give it a little bit longer. See if I can get it to work. Let's see how much further that will come down now. Well, I still need it to go further actually to be able to connect those, because let's go ahead and replace the top one. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go with the bigger rings now for my outsides. I still use these on the inside for the Japanese weave part of it. It seems like I keep putting these in and taking them out to give me a little more oomph later on, so that's what I just need to do. Well, like I said, I don't know if I'll get any time in on this before next Monday. I might, just kind of, it all depends, just depends on everything else I got going on. So like I said, before, I gotta thank everybody for the orders they've been sending in. It's been great to have them coming in. I definitely enjoy it. Kind of takes away from R&D per se, but you know, it's hard to do R&D if you're not selling other stuff, because then you can't try other stuff. So it all works out in the long run for the better, I think. So let's see here now. I pull this one a little bit further. Yeah, I think that might actually work. Let's go ahead and connect those up and see what happens here. And then I might go ahead and do the other side, start working on it, and then come back and get some more done on one side. Or I'll probably just actually continue to work on the other side. And then match it on this side. Let's go ahead and see how that pulls down. Getting all these stretched back out since they like to move. Yeah, because this one can still go a little bit further, and that'll help pull those. Well, like I was saying, I want to thank everybody for their orders and everything they've been doing. It's been great to have them, and I actually got to add a few otter requests at the event Sunday or Saturday that made me think like, never thought about doing that. I wonder if I could create that. So, don't necessarily want to say what they are yet. I need to get a few more things on for one of them, but I've got some ideas in the head that I think are going to work really well if I can get it to work right. So, pull that down. Come on down. There we go. A little bit tighter. Right there, though. Got a little puckering right there that I don't really care for. Slide down, slide down. That one just needs a little bit more room. Let me replace this ring with a 1/4 incher and see if that'll help. If I can find my closure again. And we will be back on Tuesday or Wednesday night for small project night. Hopefully we can finish that up in one evening. I don't remember how long it took me to do the candy cane cord. I think it might have been a little over an hour. I'd have to look at my chart, at least in that size. The bigger size I know I get done in under an hour. I think it was 1 hour and 15. So I'd still fit in the 1.5 hours. Hopefully I'll have everything straightened up and orders all taken care of where I can work for 1.5 hours on Wednesday night. Oh, what did I do there? I Mobused those. How did I do that? The way I was going through, I don't know how I grabbed that ring. There we go. It's like, no, that's just not stretching. Even bigger ring and it's less stretch. That doesn't make any sense. There we go. Let's see here. Get all this pulled down a little tighter now. That's helping a bit. Yeah. Still got a little pucker right there. But I know I'm going to double up some of these rings, so, you know, see, this one needs to fully come down. Each row is kind of pulled back down on itself now, so kind of try to get these to pull back. It's not too bad. Like I said, there's a few of these in here. I'm going to come back and fill in to tighten them up. And then we can probably go, maybe if I do 2 large and a smaller in between this time. That might actually not be too bad. Looks like about the right, well, yeah. Once I get connected to those and this one still moves down a little bit, that might work out pretty good. Go ahead and move that one out of the way here. But I'm going to start on this other side, I think, now and kind of do the same thing I did up here, mirror it down here to a point. Then I might actually come from my inside and try to put some at an angle. Once I get that part done and come to an angle and meet here in the middle. So I can kind of keep that inner row tight. Everything kind of pulled together, and then I can fill in between there. I think that might be the best way to do that. Grab a quick drink here. But yeah, I think that's gonna be alright. Like I said, I'm gonna double up a few of these rings just to kind of tighten it up right through the middle. And kind of wondering, maybe I should have gone smaller. You know what I might actually do is, when I do the mirror side of it, try to use only 1/4 inch rings all the way and see what happens. I do like having the different size rings in a way because it kind of gives you a crater effect, at least in my brain. That's how I'm kind of thinking of it. But so I got a little looseness there, but I'll be able to tighten that up with a few more rings. And actually, I can probably go back to a smaller ring on this one now, since I put a bigger ring on that other row. And I'm trying to stand it up so I can see it more. Get a better idea from a side view when it's actually standing up, when it's laying down. transition from 1 to 2 to 3. I guess that's 1 1, then we got 2 2, 2 2s, and now we're on to 3 3s. I guess maybe 4 quarters on the next one maybe would be better than doing these 2 this way. Now that I'm thinking, I think I might go ahead and try to get that in there. Let's see, what would 4 fit like? Let's see what that might do. How much room will I have? Because I got about... that's the right size. Yeah, that's the right size. I don't know what I was thinking. That might be a little too much, but if I use shorter rings again on the outside... we'll go ahead and try it. We'll see what happens. Never know till you actually give it a try, I guess, right? Let's go ahead and get these put together real quick. Where are we at here? We're at an hour already. I just don't want to leave. I know once I stop and start doing other things, I guess I'm still working on chainmail, but the new thought here, you know, a new thing that I haven't done. It's always funner than things I've done. And I still like it all, but you know, when you're working with something new, it's always a little different, but it makes your brain tweak and like, hey, man, let's try this. Hey, let's try that. Yeah. And I will say over the last few months, I've definitely gotten a little bit more comfortable with doing the it's semi-speed weave, I guess, where you're kind of doing closing one, leaving one raw, is what I guess is what they call it. And come back and close those up later. I'm getting a lot more comfortable with that than I used to be. Surprising after all these years, I just never really, you know, done it at times, but just felt really weird. And there for a while when I'm doing the inlays and stuff, it's harder to do it when you're doing an inlay, so. And I'm hoping maybe next week we'll pull out the anodizer. I've got all these titanium balls I want to get anodized up. I've got some pendants I want to make with them. I've got them in like 6 different sizes. Oh, and I did finally find I've been looking for this thing forever. They've had these, I don't think they have them anymore on TRL anyway, but they're expanding clasps. It's a little difficult to open, but once you get it going, I want to do a bag with this because it opens up pretty big for being such a small little thing. I bought it a long time ago and never really had a chance. Then I forgot where I put it. I actually found it when I was packing up stuff the other day. Somehow I got out of the box, behind the box, shoved in the back of the drawer. So eventually I'm going to do a little bag with this because that's why I bought it. And when I couldn't find it, I was a little bummed and went on my way and finally found it again. So it's kind of a neat little thing. But we're going to go ahead and close it up tonight. And I'll probably put this off to the side for a little bit. I might tonight go ahead and just hook up this last row so I can get all my purples put back up. But I do want to thank everybody that's come and joined us, watched any tonight live on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook. It's great to have y'all, even if you don't post comments. It's just good to know that people are here watching. We will be back on Wednesday night at 7:30. Hopefully I'll have everything straightened up a little bit better and we can get our hour and a half in and go from there. So thanks again for everybody that showed up at our event over this past weekend. It was great to see y'all. Hope some of you made it over to the stream tonight. I know some of y'all said you were going to, so I've had a lot of in and outs tonight, so that's good. And I want to thank everybody again for all the orders. It's been great to just continue working and doing the thing that I love to do here, is doing chainmail. Even though it's tedious, I still love to do it. So We will be back on Wednesday night at 7:30, and I hope you all have a great night and a good Tuesday. See you then.